Beautiful Fox. Presentation. The title of the short story is Beautiful Fox, and it's written by Ruth Thomas. About the writer. Ruth Thomas was born in Kent and have lived in Edinburgh since 1985 with her 3 children and husband. She is a British writer of novels and short stories, and she has been anthologized on collections since 1990. She has won multiple awards of a range of short stories and novels. Resume. Beautiful Fox is a short story about an old man who is living with his daughter and his son-in-law because he is suffering from dementia. He has lost his wife and still doesn't understand that she's dead, but thinks that she's abandoned him. He looks back at the moment when they saw the beautiful fox a December night. He can no longer understand where he is and what purpose he has in life. Setting. The story takes place in the old man's house where he lives with his daughter and son-in-law. The writer was born in 1967 and the story takes place in 1998. We see that because there is a kettle, the old man says to the hi-fi in the corner to the rows of the CDs. On the other side of the street there is a car mechanic. Then we can see that the short story is published in 1998. Physical environment. The setting is described to be like he peers into the green bushes at the end of the garden. We know that foxes are awake in the early morning/night and that is the time the story is being told. The setting in this story has great effect on the character because the old man is confused and feels abandoned. It takes place in the early morning when it's dark and cold, which can symbolize loneliness and grief. Social setting. The main character, who is the old man, is from the middle class. We see that because it seems like he lives in a big house with 2 floors and a big garden. He drinks tea and has a lot of different tea boxes. He has a hi-fi with CDs to it, and there is bookshelves on either side of him. He lives with his daughter, and she takes care of him. She is very caring, and we see that in the text where she has a conversation with her father, where she says she will have to lie again to make him happy, and she is trying to think of something else to say, something that won't annoy him or confuse him. Characters. The old man. He is an old man who suffers from dementia, and he lives with his daughter and son-in-law. He hallucinates a lot of things, especially about his dead wife. He talks to dead things like his hi-fi. The daughter. She lives with her father and her husband. She takes care of her father. She is a very caring person. She is very focused on that she doesn't want to upset or confuse him. Son-in-law/husband. We don't get much information about him, but from the father's point of view, it seems to us that he is a determining man. In the text it says living room, his son-in-law calls it, but his son-in-law doesn't live in it, and that means that the son-in-law is up. He is up and switching the light on, and he will be downstairs any minute. He will be downstairs wearing aftershave. Quick, says the old man. Characters 2. The conflict is that the daughter doesn't believe in her father when he determined claims that there is a fox in the garden. She can't see it at first and tries to figure out how she can lie to him or talk to him so he won't get upset or confused. But as the conflict continues, suddenly she sees that there is a fox. Point of view. The story is being told by a third person who is omniscient narrator, because he knows all the thoughts and feelings of all the characters and is explaining in one voice only. And the narrator also uses he, she, her, or him. Plot and composition. The story starts in medias res, because the first few lines is telling us that the old man is already awake and having a conversation with himself in his head. Language. We think that the language is a bit complex because there are difficult words like diagonally, lash, and swatches, nocturnal, animal, truculent, and singer. We didn't know any of those words before this text, and the sentences are normal, the vocabulary is difficult to understand, the language is of an older age, and there is a connection between the characters and the language. The main character does not use posh words and he swears. Theme and message. The theme, we think, is love, loneliness, and prejudice. The message is you get like an inside view of how it's like to be living with dementia and how important it is to take care of those people who's suffering from it. Perspective. Profession. As a care assistant, we will meet a lot of people that is suffering from dementia, and we think that it's important that we know how to take care of them and to accommodate. Society. People are very narrow-minded about those who are suffering from dementia, and they can get easily frustrated at people that have it and is suffering from it because they don't understand the illness that they have.